The day I inherited that scrappy piece of land from my late Uncle Tom, I thought I'd scored a little slice of freedom in sunny Harbor View. It was just a dusty, weedy lot, barely big enough to dream on, but it was mine. Or so I thought. I didn't know I was stepping into a battlefield, where the enemy wasn't just a persona, it was a whole system, led by a woman named Linda, who wore her authority like a crown and wielded it like a sledgehammer. By the time it was over, I'd be standing in a courtroom, watching her polished facade crack under the weight of her own lies. But man, you've got to hear how it all went down. It started the day I pulled up in a beat-up rental car, ready to see my inheritance for the first time. I wasn't expecting much, but what I found, a disaster. My land looked like a junkyard had a love child with a low-rent parking lot. 9 cars were crammed in, some so old they might have been parked since the Bush administration. Trash littered the ground, soda cans, burger wrappers, you name it. Faded signs screamed community parking only and Sarah VYC zone, like the city had personally blessed this mess. And right in the middle, a white pickup with a magnetic badge, Harbor View HOA Patrol. I'm not kidding. That was my welcome. I was still taking all in, mouth probably hanging open, when Linda strutted over. Peach windbreaker, sunglasses perched on her head. She had the kind of walk that screamed she owned the place. "You the new guy?" she asked, barely glancing at me, her eyes fixed on the chaos behind me. "Yeah," I said, holding up my deed like a shield. "I'm the owner. Just got it confirmed." She let out a cackle sharp, mean like I'd told a bad joke. "That lot's always been like this," she said, crossing her arms. Common space. Nobody was using it. Like my inheritance was just a free-for-all. She shrugged while VYing a hand. "HOA keeps it clean. Patrol parks here. Easier for everyone." I blinked, looked at my land, then back at her. "It's private property. My property." She rolled her eyes, like I was the one being unreasonable. "Don't take it personal," she said. "We all get along here." Right then, a golden retriever trotted up and peed on my boundary marker. Perfect. I realized this wasn't just a neighbor problem. Linda was the queen of Harbor View, running this block like she had the mayor on speed dial. Later, an old guy named Frank, who lived across the street, pulled me aside. "Kid," he whispered, "she's driven people out before. Watch your back." I'm stubborn, though. I wasn't about to let Linda steamroll me. I snapped photos of every car, every fake sign, every scrap of trash. Then I printed my own signs big, bold, laminated, private property. No parking. Violators will be towed. I nailed them up around the lot. By sundown, they were gone. Not torn down, vanished. 2 new cars sat in their place, plus Linda's HOA pickup like nothing had happened. Then I found a sticker on my car. Land thief. Childish, but it stung. I could feel the neighborhood turning on me. That night, my phone lit up with notifications. Local message boards were buzzing. Linda leading the charge with a novel about greedy outsiders and gentrifiers. I was the bad guy now. The comment section's a circus of pitchforks and popcorn. The next morning, it got worse. My mailbox was empty except for a soggy flyer. Say no to greed. Say no to outsiders. No signature, just wet ink and spite. Then came the anonymous emails burner accounts with screenshots of an HOA group chat called Block Strategy, Linda only. They were plotting to bury me in red tape, make my land unusable, force me to sell cheap. One message from Linda herself read, "If we stall him long enough, we can file for limited access. He's not local. He'll break." For a moment, I wondered if she was right. Maybe it wasn't worth the fight. But then I remembered Uncle Tom's words, "People draw lines for a reason. Don't let anyone move yours." That lit a fire in me. I called in favors contractors, fencing guys, the works. In a week, my lot was a fortress. An 8-foot steel barricade, concrete footings, cameras, a keypad lock. A sign in the center read, "Private lot. Entry fee due lot 350/day. Unauthorized parking constitutes acceptance of terms." I wasn't bluffing. I sent invoices to every license plate caught on camera, due lot 3,500 each. The next morning, Linda was out front with a megaphone, calling me a scammer and extortionist. Neighbors watched from lawn chairs, eating it up. Someone even filed a complaint, claiming I was running an illegal business. The zoning guy came, checked my papers, laughed, and left. But Linda didn't quit. The next day, giant concrete planters blocked my gate, filled with half-dead cacti. Community beautification, she called it, smirking. The city shrugged it off as a civil matter. So, I left the planters there. Fine. But at sunrise, I heard engines. My fence was sliced open, the gate gone, and 14 cars were crammed onto my lot. Fresh tire tracks scarred the dirt. A new sign was posted. Community parking zone. HOA authorized. Linda stood there, arms folded, grinning like she'd won the lottery. I lost it. We had a full-on yelling match in the lot. She handed me a notary-stamped easement agreement from 2003, supposedly signed by Uncle Tom. Except I knew his signature like my own. It was a shaky, traced forgery. She leaned in, voice low. Accuse me of slander, and I'll see you in court. My phone buzzed with another anonymous message. County records showing no easement. Tom didn't even own the land until 2005. Linda hadn't just bent the truth, shattered it. That's when I stopped playing nice. I called my lawyer, Sarah, who was sharp as a blade and twice as ruthless. We filed a lawsuit. Linda for fraud, trespass, vandalism, the HOA for conspiracy, every driver for damages. My ace in the hole, a guy named Paul, an HOA board member who hated Linda's guts. He slipped me a flash drive with everything Photoshop files, chat logs, orders to make him sell. Court day was electric. The room smelled like old wood and tension. Linda sat there, pearls gleaming, flanked by 2 lawyers. Sarah was calm, surgical. She laid out the deeds, photos, invoices, footage of Linda directing the bolt cutters. Your Honor, she said, this wasn't a misunderstanding. This was a siege. Paul took the stand, spilling it all. Linda's plan to flip my land and rezone it. He's just a squatter in a button-up, she'd said. Linda's face went ghost white. The jury took less than 4 hours. Verdict: fraud, trespass, property destruction. The HOA was negligent. 7 neighbors were fined. Total payout, due lot $80,000. Linda vanished after that, resigning in disgrace, scrubbing her online presence. Harbor View felt lighter. A new HOA board, led by a retired librarian named Ellen, showed up with banana bread. Let's start over, she said. I laughed. Why not? I rebuilt the fence, stronger, with lights that flicked on if you blinked too close. I leased spaces to neighbors, even a local coffee shop. By month's end, the lot was a clean, humming machine food trucks on Thursdays, a mural of survey line cutting through chaos. People paid for what they used to steal. 6 months later, the lot was thriving. One morning, Paul sat on the curb, sipping from his thermos. Funny, he said. We thought this place was just weeds. I grinned. Yeah, me too. Then like a ghost, Linda came back. No windbreaker, no swagger, just her, staring at what I'd built. Heard there's a magazine feature, she muttered. Modern property law, right? I nodded. She looked down. Think people will forget what I did. I shrugged, sipping my coffee. They won't. But maybe they'll forgive you if you admit you were wrong. That night, we threw a cookout. Burgers, churros, kids drawing chalk on the pavement. Ellen laughed, Paul flipped burgers, and I stood under my new welded sign. This land wasn't for everyone. Anna Marie, it worked for someone. The sun set, the lights came up, and for once, Harbor View felt like it could breathe. Peace maybe wasn't just a dream. So what would you have done? Would you have fought Linda tooth and nail, or walked away to avoid the drama? Could you forgive someone like her, or would you let her fade into obscurity? Drop your thoughts below, hit that like button if you felt the heat of this fight, and subscribe for more stories that'll keep you on the edge of your seat.